dust and turned me into such. All you granted me was lust. And what I seemed to have grown was lust. Are you displeased? Are you angry? My light and my angels' wings have been bruised and restrained. Those who break to blood are so fumes in vain. So believe in me and collect. I'm your leader again. Rise! So speak for me, little sister. Wanna leave you for another mister. Leave you with a pool of water. The water is my alma mater.
All right, and we're live.
All
We
right.
are. I'm dead.
Welcome back, everyone, to the next
know
session
what
of
I am.
PRP Dragons. Ignore the dead man in the corner. Who will be giving us a recap?
River, do you want to do it or do I want to do it? Actually,
sure.
I vote wreck.
Let Harume, she wasn't here last session.
I was about to say, I'm amazed no one's volunteering me. I was about to say, so what I miss?
It was very, very short.
It was a short session. It was basically it's not a session.
Basically, Jasper died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry Harume, we forgot to tell you.
Yeah.
If
Anyways,
guys,
go
I
ahead,
just want
Richard.
He made a bad and horny joke to the Blackstaff, and the Blackstaff power word killed him. I'm sorry.
So we were all decided, alright, let's go do our business. Sapphire was like, I got personal stuff to handle. And Lyari was like, okay, you fuckers, I don't want to be with you anymore. You all suck. I'm leaving. Good day. And he walked off. Took his giant stag with him.
Bartholomew.
Rip Bartholomew.
We had a brief
Oh,
scene
Bartholomew ain't dead.
outside of one of the gates. A group of strange individuals were conversing and looking into matters we've all heard about, and they're late to the game on. A group of weird-looking people with weird eyes. After this discussion, we zoom over. We also learned that Lara doesn't mind helping us out, but she won't do combat, and Cinders doesn't mind helping us out, but she doesn't do anything but combat. We went on a day adventure with Cheese and Corvus to a bookstore. We were able to retain a brand new book of the same author. Never noted it because I don't want that name in my notes. But The Vaunted, which is a new book that was only released a couple of days ago. Of course, you give that to Lara. There was also a brief scene of Corvus trying to teach Cheese about currency. Don't know how that went. We'll see.
It went.
With the Lara, she quick as soon as we handed it to her, she that thing in as quickly as she could, giving Cheese a small and very awkward hug. When Cheese and Corvus were walking away, they heard weird sounds coming from the room. And we went back cut over to Lessla, who was going to the smith when she heard very angry dwarf You heard dwarf talking. Yeah, the dwarf whose name we got. I have to go check.
I didn't write it down.
Maldor Redsteel.
Yes.
Was having an argument with a odd-looking elf. The odd-looking elf was basically saying, "Hey, buddy, I made this all myself." He's like, "Fuck that! What fucking that? Why do you have dwarf designs?" And he's like, "Because they taught it to us." And then Lessla cut in using her full dwarf speaking capabilities, and yeah, was able to use the situation and even inform the elf individual who was looking into the matters of the dragon the best way to do that was to be an adventurer. The elf said he would think about it. And also the dwarf and the elf were to have a drinking contest because Lessla thought that'd be a good thing to do. Yeah, that's about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay.
All right
Yep.
then.
Fun times.
So, getting straight back into things. Sapphire, you were decided to go home and have a conversation with your dearest brother
Mhm.
regarding several things,
Yep.
and things have progressed.
Yes, they have.
We jump into this conversation. Jasper standing there, mouth hanging slightly open, staring at a. How would you describe Sapphire's demeanor right now?
That's a great. Let me refresh my memory of the last like 3 lines. Let's see. Let's see. She was hesitating on telling him, and then she told him. It's like she knew he was gonna she looks like she knew he was gonna pry this information out of her, and she has just accepted the fact that she told him, and she's just like, "Yep, this is happening. This is the reaction I expected."
So, like a child telling their parents something that they know they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. After a few seconds, he blinks a couple times, brings a hand up to his face, slowly rubs it down the entirety of his nose, gripping it at the very tip, before letting go. You met the Blackstaff.
And
The Blackstaff.
had brunch with him. Yeah. With the rest of the group, I was. And what? Did you know that there are several different forks?
Don't change
for
the
a meal?
subject. What happened while you were gone?
We discovered that the Thousand Fangs were part of a
You
cult.
told me that.
Yes, that's what happened. We fought a half dragon, was saved by the Core of Remembrance.
Corpse.
Fuck you, I'm calling it the Core, because that's the proper pronunciation of that word. Core of Remembrance saved us with constructs. We found some weird stuff in the mayor's mansion in the river's crossing.
You can see his left eye starting to twitch.
What do you want me to tell you? Lie? That's what happened.
If I get sacrificed to a demon, it's your fault.
In this case, I think it would be dragon, but I understand the sentiment, and I really hope it doesn't come to that, so be careful.
What have you gotten yourself into?
Honestly, I wish I knew. I would blame Innick, but he got kidnapped himself. I'm
Maybe
not
you should
helping
stop
anyway.
talking, because it gets worse every time you open your mouth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna change topics because I also found this book. Sapphire is not admitting the fact that a cat gave her this book because it would bring Jasper further.
A book.
Spell book. And she hesitates again because she's like, do I tell him that I think it spoke to me? And it's a weird combination of Carturan and Draconic spellcasting. And she'll show it to him.
You're showing that to me like I can actually read any of that.
That's a fair point, yeah. And she puts it away. In other news, you know that dream I've been having since, well, forever?
Your voice only squeaks like that when you get excited. What happened?
Well, I mean, I got a little bit more information. It became a little bit clearer.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I personally think it's a great thing. So I could actually hear the birds in the forest. They sounded like this, and she does like a hand motion and does the minor illusion to have the sounds of the birds from her dream play in the room. And I could actually understand the elves in the dream this time. They were calling for the guardian of the forest. They were trying to warn Dream Me of like hunters or mercenaries. It was kind of hard to tell. But when I decided to go meet with them, I slid gracefully down a vine on a tree right in front of the leader of the elves, kind of like how I would always jump down from a tree in front of you or Mama and Papa when I wanted to, have a fun little scare. And I said, well, Dreamy said, tell me, if you come looking for me to warn me, what do you desire from it? And she is just sitting there so excited because, like, this could be a clue. Like, this could be what she and possibly Jasper has been theorizing for years now, after the letter from the late father. Because in Sapphire's mind, what else could it be?
Mm-hmm. That sounds like something out of a bad swashbuckler novel.
Okay, yeah, I know, but I can't control this dream. It just happens.
I'll be honest, I'm still not over the fact that you met the Black Staff.
I know.
I thought the most difficult thing I was going to have to deal with today was dealing with you after yesterday and those events. We are now.
No, we're not.
But no, you spring this on me.
She just shrugs, because, like, what can she say?
Saf, at the end of the day, you're my sister, and I love you. But sometimes I want to strangle you to death.
It's not like I, asked to meet him. We were quite literally escorted there from the training ward, or the trades ward, at the waypoint, checkpoint. I didn't exactly have a say in this.
The eye is twitching once again.
I don't know what I could tell you that would make you feel better about that entire situation.
Very little, honestly. Very little. I am simply going to need to think. And
process?
think.
Yeah. completely understandable.
I'm not going to open the shop today. I'm just going to go. You do what you have to do. I'm possibly going to jump off the edge of a pier.
Please don't.
Just don't do anything stupid again.
You know my response to that.
I do, and I don't like it.
I only promise to try. Now that I'm a part of
You
a
don't
group,
try very hard.
now that I'm a part of a group, which apparently now deals with a cult on a quest, it's significantly harder to do. But I promise to try really hard.
Just before I go and process all of this, what did he want?
The hesitation does not help Jasper at all, I imagine.
You stay quiet for about 2 seconds, and he looks you dead in the eyes. Don't do that.
He offered a deal to me and my companions, and I'm not entirely sure I want to take it or not.
A deal.
Yes.
What kind of deal?
The kind that would get us well, if I take the deal, potentially me and maybe the rest of the companions I'm with, into dangerous situations, which is why I'm on the fence about it. We don't associate ourselves with him, but he sends us on kind of covert missions that are possibly dangerous, that need to be dealt with in Waterdeep while on his payroll. Again, I'm on the fence about it.
You're going to be put on the payroll of one of the most powerful men in all of Waterdeep.
I don't know if I'm taking
And
it.
you're on the fence about it!
Do you want me to be asked to go into extremely dangerous situations? That screams
You're already apparently doing that anyway.
I didn't have a choice in this. It's the group quest that we took that really fell in this rabbit hole. So we can blame Innick 10 ways to next week, despite the fact that he's kidnapped. I don't know if I want to take it because I would feel obligated to stay in Waterdeep instead of, you know, finding out more about Papa's homeland.
One, two, three, four. Okay. Just make sure you make the right decision about this. If you make the wrong one, we might have to leave the city. We are talking about a very eccentric, very powerful, very influential wizard with nigh unlimited resources at his disposal.
Out of character, it seemed like he was okay with us saying no to the deal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jasper, he only offered it. He seemed like he would be okay if we said no.
Just use your best judgment. I'm going to go breathe air that I haven't already inhaled 20 times.
All right. But if you see Lessla, you know, the kind of noble kid with a bit of an attitude, try to treat her a little bit better. I kind of found out why she is the way she is.
We'll talk about that later.
Got it.
Much, much later.
Yep. You've got a few days because I don't know when we're heading out for the next quest.
Noted.
Stay safe, will you?
I stay far safer than you. You have no legs to stand on.
I still gotta say it. And Sapphire will get up and hug her brother before he heads out because it's been a while and she's missed him. Especially since she kind of almost had a near-death experience.
Yeah. He definitely returns it. He maybe even grips you a little bit tighter than he usually would. And maybe holds on a little bit longer than you were expecting.
Sapphire will give him a reassuring squeeze in return. Like, once it's been a little bit longer than I was
Yeah.
expecting.
At that point, he does finally let go and starts to leave, turns around, stops, takes like full hold of your scalp and messes up your hair.
Hey!
That's for being late and making me concerned.
I have no way of contacting you when I'm not in Waterdeep.
That doesn't matter.
You're right. I'll figure out how to train a pigeon and send you letters daily.
That would be much appreciated. Thank you.
Find familiar.
I don't have that spell.
And
It
with
is-
that, Jasper heads out of the building.
Makes a new sign saying we won't be open
As
today.
soon as the door closes, you hear what sounds like just a muffled scream from beyond it.
Isn't he in the market district?
Yeah.
Yes.
In the castle ward, too.
Mm-hmm. He did walk out the back door.
Still.
And so Sapphire to Flowers be like, well, that went about as expected.
I think he took it pretty well.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna keep thinking about if I want to take that deal or not.
Anyway, with that, everybody else,
Yes.
Howdy!
what have you been up to?
Committing crimes.
Forging for the most part. Thankfully, I have an assistant now who halves my time.
No, I think Cheese and Force are still hanging out.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, probably relatively soon after the conversation with Vanali, Cloth would try and find you guys.
If Cheese
Never
would be
caused
okay if
time. Go for it.
if Cheese would be okay if, of course, kind of wants to go check on city records. He's able to
City
get into a building. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but
he's
you'll have to
one.
show your city ID.
It's right here. Holds up a piece of holds up a
Who
leaf.
has... It says, I have a permit.
The city records are actually going to
do
be
what I
in the
want.
castle ward,
Okay.
more towards over this area where the actual like castle proper is.
Okay. Well, I have business here. It's not nefarious, so I should be okay.
Please, we'll go with him.
Yeah. He even tells you don't have to because it may be kind of boring.
Cheese has nothing better to do. She's waiting for a specific person to take her to a specific place. Unless
he
she
kinda,
gets distracted by something on the way, which is
Yeah.
very likely.
And I do imagine, not leashes Cheese, but definitely stays very close to her, because Cheese is a little too much like him when he
He's
was
a
younger.
wanderer.
Yeah. Reminded him a little too much of him when he was
Cheese is
himself.
like a toddler, best kept on a leash
Mhm.
Yeah.
in crowded environment.
He will
Does
answer
she
any
say
question.
anything disruptive,
He answers
though?
any question she asks.
Yeah.
There is a man who is very blatantly high on something. You can tell this because he is currently standing on top of a stack of barrels, proclaiming himself to be the Donkey King.
Right, that's the Donkey King right there. He's a prominent person in this world.
Sir,
Comes
I
here at least
recommend
twice a
stepping
week.
down.
Comes here at least twice a week.
You have never seen this man
I know.
before.
Talk with him.
Sir, I recommend stepping down, please. You're like a
There are already several guards attempting to coax him down. It is not going in their favor.
You need my help.
Ma'am, just please leave this to the professionals. One of the younger ones says, a little bit timidly.
Corvus will actually reach Cheese and say, in Waterdeep, crime is handled by citizens without getting involved.
All right. Your fault if he gets a concussion.
As if on you hear a crash as the man throws a barrel down the stack and then beats his chest in triumph.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
You leave that situation to develop on its own.
Yeah, Jesus. I don't know. Has any? She hasn't been taken to the castle ward yet. I don't think.
We
No.
were there for the House of Wisdom, or the Wonder House of Wonder.
You would have gone through it for that,
That
yes.
was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, we were
And
at
when you got
Jasper's
moved.
shop.
Up here.
Jasper and Sapphire.
Well, we're going to a part of the castle ward that Cheese has not yet been to. That's what I was implying.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actual proper castle part of the castle ward.
Mm-hmm. Cheese, I don't think has ever seen a castle before. Interesting. And she's just looking around at everything, occasionally asking questions.
Yes,
Anybody on the
really.
street asks her a question, she will gladly answer. She won't gladly. Depending
What
on
if you don't? What if you don't know the answer?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Cheese has an existential crisis, that's what. Anyway.
She's always having one.
That's what I was
Goody.
about to say. I was gonna say, isn't she always kind of having an existential crisis?
We just look at her face.
We add one to the counter. Simple as that. We add one to the counter.
Ding.
It's at like 5 or 6 right now. I don't remember.
Yeah, who's
Anyway,
keeping tallies? Go for it.
making your way through the castle ward. This seems to be, truthfully, one of the less lively spots. As you get towards back to the actual castle part. There are not as many people here. The ones who do look much more important. Like, there's still definitely plenty of the travelers around. There are a few that stick out. They're the same hippopotamus-like creatures with the rifles slung over. Although the ones here look like they are actually in like in uniform, like proper, well-kept uniform. There's even one there who, honestly, just the tone of voice and method with which he speaks, the gravitas he attempts to project is kind of reminiscent of Colonel Chestnut. Except this is maybe someone who has a little bit more experience to back it up, or at the very least believes he does.
Oh, you sound just like a horse I know.
Yes, gentlemen. Anyway,
Just keeps walking.
I apologize for my child.
You throw him off for a good 2 seconds. That's the last thing he expected to hear.
Yeah.
He just smiles at him and then keeps walking.
There are a few other individuals who look important. There are a few who are very clearly elves in some sort of I'm trying to think of it, some sort of regalia. You have no means of knowing like what it would mean, but it's clear that these are people of some renown. As well as a group of tieflings who have a very similar set of armor and a prominent symbol on the shoulder plates.
I guess
I
like
doubt I
nothing I recognize.
recognize the symbol, but what
You
does it
have no
look
idea.
like?
I have
Yeah.
no idea either.
You can roll a history check, but it's going to be hard for you.
Higher
What is
than
it?
23? Higher
What?
than 21?
No.
Okay. There's a
Just
chance.
for funsies, what does it look like? The symbol.
Let me. Okay, Corvus.
I
You.
know things.
So this isn't something you know so much from a from history, but from a an
I heard
old
like a story.
story you used
Yeah.
to read. Yeah, because these guys have some renown to them. You can absolutely peg where they're from. Uh, hard for anyone who's seen a Hell Rider of Elturel to soon forget that visage.
Hell Rider? Hell Riders. Are they good guys or bad guys?
They are for a large part considered good. Let me
Wouldn't have
get an
expected to see
image
one.
for you of the.
Wouldn't have expected to see one of them here.
Tiefling? There's like 60 of them that we've seen today only.
Apology. The armor they wear is it belongs to a group that's not from here.
Hmm. I don't know much about armor. Lady Silverster knows more about that than I do. I don't know. It's very brutalistic.
I think it's meant to be.
I think elven armor is prettier. Looks all flowy.
For those wondering why this is not going in the roll 20, turns out I need to purge my assets. But anyway.
Oh, well. Interesting. I wonder what they're doing here.
So Corvus, what you know about them? Long ago, the Hellriders were strictly in Elturel. That has changed relatively recently. Uh, Elturel today is large. There, a large, actually, majority of the population is Tieflings. For a while, they were not welcome in the country. And the Hellriders, as part of that, have become less of a local force.
So, as tiefling populations rose, they became more accepted, and the Hellriders are like a mercenary group.
They're not a mercenary group. They are definitely hold ties to Elturel. They are closer to the Corpse of Remembrance in their actual function, or the Order of the Gauntlet.
Or the Forgotten, okay.
They are very similar to both of those.
Instead of being like, we spread good throughout all of Faerun, it's we spread good in the name of Alteral.
In the name of not necessarily Elturel.
It would be the country of Turiel, not Elturel.
Elturgard.
Yes, that is it. I think Turiel's a different city.
Turiel is a different one, yes. and it's not even necessarily that either. They all definitely hold a oath that they still swear to Eltergard and Elturel, but they only return in times of need.
Okay.
Otherwise, they spread those ideals and what they fight for to really whoever might have need of it. And those such ideals are primarily drawn from the teachings of Torm, but there are several other deities who they venerate just as well. Torm is simply the main one.
Yeah, probably gods of similar
Yeah,
law and
similar
whatnot. Yeah.
ones, Torm, Paylor, and Tyr are also very high up in the list due to their ties with Torm.
Lathander? Lathander, Gollum.
Yeah, others, yeah, similar deities like that.
Ilmater? They do Ilmater as well?
Most likely, getting into like the exact specific
Yeah,
deities
no,
is
it's
getting
just a
beyond your
generally
knowledge, but
lawful good and law and stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
generally they're definitely lawful, more towards the good, but not necessarily fully there.
Right.
They are more keepers of order and
Right.
peace. They just don't really have any specific target for that. They kind of just go where they go and do what they do, and because they're good at it and not inclined to cause trouble most of the time, people kind of just let them do it. It also does help that Elturel does have their backs.
Yeah.
But no, there are a lot of stories written about Hell Riders.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there are a myriad of other different groups, but those are the most notable ones. As for the Hall of Records, it lies just past where the majority of them are gathered. That would be more of like the that's where you go to get counsel with the actual lords, the
Yeah.
local lords. Where you're going now is a little bit more of the administration part. Like this might be where they'd send you if they didn't want to deal with you. Yeah, there is the record hall is there's not a lot of people around it. It's kind of just there. There are the few who are look more like they're sages or chroniclers. There is no one barring you from entry.
Yeah,
What
make
was
sure
that?
cheese is still with him and then walks in.
Is she still with
So
him?
she's left 15. No, I'm kidding. She's still.
Look,
Um,
you joke about that, but we
she
honestly
would though.
believe Cheese would do it.
No, I believe Cheese would do it, and I'm Cheese.
Hmm.
But Cheese stayed next to Corvus. Quick question though: are the tiles in this building, or is the floor of this building tile?
Yes, in fact, actually, the streets of this are semi-polished stone. The streets around here, they're meant to look nice.
Oh, oh goodness. Why people put so much effort into making totally smooth ground eludes me.
Of course, we'll go up to cheese and act as a support because I think was he there? I don't think she complained to him, but I think he remembers last time.
Yeah, Cheese is a little bit shaky. She will take his support, and she'll also use her staff, just in case.
All right. Yeah, I'm assuming you all head in.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Upon entry, there is a series of desks with various clerks. Same with various individuals, everything from scribes to one gentleman who looks very clearly like a mercenary, and as well as just other. There's also an irate couple of gnomes who are shouting something about property dispute. There is one individual open. It's an older human woman.
Corvus will steal himself and
Cheese will be there for moral support.
All right, you head over to this clerk, and she doesn't even really look up from what she's doing as she's writing furiously with a quill. Uh, you weren't aware a quill could write that fast, but you guess with practice anything becomes that easy. State your name. Tell me what you want.
a grunt. Looking for someone who used to live in the city a long time ago.
I see. And how are you looking to do that?
Well, I was hoping if I can give you the name, you might know, or perhaps let me look and see if I can find it.
If you wish to search the records are just down the hall. You can submit a request in writing, and we will let you know in several days.
Suppose we'll go down the hall.
Uh, Sir, yeah,
I think she means you have to submit a request in order to get to that part.
there is actually a guard standing by who does move to block your path.
Look him in the eye.
He is wearing a helmet.
I know where his eyes are, though.
Mm-hmm. He stands there.
Take a step back.
You take a step back.
Yeah, take a step back and plods back to the table.
Mm-hmm. The guard steps back into place. The woman pushes over a form for you. There are several places for you to sign your name and a lot of text.
Yeah. For name, Corvus does the an X for his signature,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like skimming through the text.
It's basically you agreeing that all text within the records must stay within the records. Uh, any organization that must be redone will be charged to you come the next tax cycle, and numerous other stipulations
Oh,
about
for them,
just.
I don't pay taxes.
And then there is on the next piece of parchment, there is a little section basically where you want to you basically just want to list out why your request for record. Basically, explain what you want, why you want it, as well as fill out just a like residence.
A residence?
Yeah, a place where you can be found.
Okay. Very
Current legal
carefully.
resident, current legal place of permanent or temporary residence.
Corvus,
Corvus.
grabbing the quill in like a full hand grip and writing. And but unlike this lady, his writing is very slow. He seems like really focused when doing it.
Like he's not making any mistakes. Yeah.
No, like someone who doesn't write very often. almost like a child writing. In fact, his handwriting almost kind of resembles a child's.
So like really
simply-
trying to be straight, but actually not.
Yeah, but legible
Gotcha.
enough. Legible enough. Essentially, it's I request station someone named Razoraf lived here long time ago. I want the information. Why does he want? What's his purpose for it? I want it. This is his reasoning. And place of residence. Ask for man with lizard at Adventuring Guild.
You think
It
back
takes
to the
up-
you think
takes
back to
up
the
almost
gentleman
the
who had an iguana perched on his shoulder. You think you might need to be more specific.
Scribble adds on at the end. Big lizard. The one with the crocodile-looking lizard, who seems to be with people who are in way better dressed than him. He almost takes up the entire page for like this very short explanation. You know the feeling where it's like it's big and then you have to like shrink it down as you get closer to the edge of the page.
Yep.
That's what happens. He slides it
All
over.
right. You have to like start drawing in the margins.
Yeah.
Like so it turns full 90 degrees and starts going down the side of the parchment. Then
It's
it
not
turns again and
straight, like,
starts going upside
it's-
down along the bottom.
Imagine these aren't lined, so it's actually like kind of like spiraling a little bit. Like it's a
Yeah.
weirdiness to the text.
Corvus, I think it looks wonderful.
Slides that over to the lady. It does say, I do know that in Waterdeep, you can learn, you get like the Temple of Ogma, I believe it is, gives literacy lessons for free.
Mm-hmm.
If you live there, you can generally be literate. It doesn't mean you can be very good at it.
Mm-hmm. You get the feeling you're not the first person she's had to deal with this from.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't seem to even like bat an eye. She just keeps going at what she's doing. When you're finally finished, start to slide over to you. She like snatches it from you and sticks it in a cabinet. Thank you thank you for visiting. Have a nice day. Next.
It was very loud. We can hear you. It's a quiet room. Thank you. Bye.
She pays you no mind as an old turtle begins walking his way ever closer to this woman, and you can hear an audible groan from most of the clerks.
Oh, sir, take as long as you need.
Yes.
I will, lassie. Thank you.
Put my notes. Of course, has to deal with bureaucracy. The idea that Corvus cannot do something at his own speed slightly irritates him.
You walk out. The two gnomes are still shouting something about a property dispute.
Can I hear what the property dispute is about?
I'm telling you, the gentleman put his rooster 5 feet over onto our side of the property. I know it's 5 feet. I measured it myself. Sir, you are not a licensed surveyor in the lands of Waterdeep. I was licensed 20 years ago in Lantown. I should be good enough here. This goes on ad infinitum.
Meanwhile,
You get the feeling they will probably be escorted out more than before they get anything achieved here.
Yeah. Corvus, remembering the last time he had a property dispute, he just killed the bear. And just fucking keeps going. That's how you handle it in the woods.
Corvus reflects on simpler times as you all leave
Happier times.
the building.
Happier times. While Cheese tap dances.
Like
It's actually the only thing keeping cool somewhat calm. Would have stormed out of here if it wasn't for Cheese needing help. Fucking bureaucrats.
Anyway, as you all start to head back. Sapphire, it's about this time you are greeted by a very familiar small red pseudo dragon as you're leaving Guild and Clamor.
Oh, I was gonna just stay in there and think the entire and do more or work on projects while I think and consider.
Okay. And he would slip in one of the slightly ajar windows.
Sapphire probably doesn't notice because she's too deep in thought while staring into.
It's hard not to notice the noise that he makes while doing so. He's not trying to be quiet. Skitter, 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 claw, claw, up,
Mash.
thump,
Claw,
thump,
claw.
flap, flap.
Roar.
Hello. Just looking at him as he's
You get a flood of images in your mind. Lessla, strange-looking elf. Giving basically someone giving someone else a message, and then you, and he just looks at you expectantly.
So Lessla met another elf, and now you're here.
You get a Lessla, him flying. You get an image of Lessla, an image of him flying off, and then an image of the party all together. He again looks at you expectantly.
Okay, so we're supposed to meet up somewhere.
He nods.
Where?
You get an image of the nearby the Adventurers Guild, the little blacksmith shop. You've walked by it a few times before, and I think you actually were there once. Yeah, you were there with Cheese.
Yeah.
And Lessla.
Yeah. If I know Lessla enough, she wants us there immediately, right?
Klauth gives you a look like you have to ask.
Just making sure. And she just sighs as she
He's
starts.
still looking at you expectantly. He's waiting for something.
And she just kind of goes through her bag and
You got a rat?
she will pull out a piece of jerky and hand it to him.
He looks like he begrudgingly takes the jerky.
I don't
And,
have anything better. Would you rather have nuts and berries?
He's a cat.
He snorts indignantly and starts gnawing on the jerky as he goes to leave. You have flash of images, the shop, a rat, many rats. You can interpret this to, by the way, you have a rat problem.
Sapphire's dealing with the rat problem first. I'm sorry.
You act like that's a simple thing to do.
That's fair. She will lay out traps
Mm-hmm.
and a note for Jasper should he come back.
On the way out, you hear the swish of air and a squeak, and you see Klauth climbing out with a rat in his jaws. He seems quite pleased with himself.
I'm just gonna hire a cloth to just, deal with the rat problem for me.
You can probably buy him with some food. Yes.
Yeah. Or you could just buy a mouser.
Oh.
You act like Klauth isn't one.
I don't think he'd like being called a mouser.
Probably not. Sapphire, you start heading over there.
After carefully putting my project away, yeah. you know, the
Corvus and
whole.
Cheese. Yeah.
Just thinking.
Corvus and Cheese, getting back to you. You're making your way out of the castle district, I assume.
Yeah.
And where to?
I think because Cheese doesn't really know a lot of places here. I think. I think Corvus would just be just showing Cheese some cool stuff. Things he thinks she'll
Aw.
like.
You haven't really
Evil.
been to the castle ward prior to this, either.
He's trying anyway.
Okay. So you essentially go to one of the guys who's standing on the corner, see the sights in Waterdeep, and he's selling maps for like a copper.
Oh.
They're
Yeah.
like hastily hand drawn and maybe not the most accurate, but you can get an idea of them.
It's not quite a Volo's Gazia. No, dude.
It's not a gazetteer, no.
Yeah, but
But you're able to find
Cheese
something.
will.
he looks like a humble kid trying to make a business kind of thing.
So it is two human children and one small goblin, who may or may
Aw.
not be a child. Really hard to tell.
Yeah.
The goblin is currently gnawing on a piece of chalk.
Oh, does it
Of course.
taste good?
It like jerks it away from you, looks at you up and down, gives you a single nod, and then hands you another piece of chalk.
Ew, this is so
Uh.
kind.
This one is pink.
Oh
Have
my
we-
god, Cheese starts gnawing on it.
Don't have any copper. I'll hand them a silver and say they can get themselves something nice.
The kid's eyes like light up. And kind of like wordlessly, they're done for the day. They got a silver. Like they pack up shop and head home.
You say
They don't even leave time to thank you. The goblin hastily picks up all their chalk and runs after them, holding it high over their head, still with one piece in their mouth.
Oh, this tastes great, Corvus. You should try some.
he goes to reach for it. Cheese.
Cheese will let him nibble on
He
it.
takes a bite.
Tastes like chalk.
Yeah. It's a back
Cheese will
cheese.
take it back. It's her thing.
There's going to be a conversation when you guys meet up with the rest of us.
You left
Right.
Cheese alone. This is your fault.
I didn't leave Cheese alone. I left Cheese with an adult.
Yeah.
Cheese is an
Adult is
Cheese is
debatable.
like damn near twice your age.
He's and Corvus are the same age, just so you know. So he opens up the little like kids map, and is it written in common? Is that what we assume?
It is. It's written in common, albeit it's scribbled pretty poorly.
That's
Aw.
okay. Looks like Corvus' handwriting. It's all good. All right.
Well, where should we go?
This one's in pink. I think that means it's good.
Okay.
I don't know if they color it in a particular way, but I'm guessing brighter
Look
colors
very-
are better.
I don't know. How do children work? I've never had any.
Looking on it, the sites that are marked are... After reading a few of them, you realize these are all just street performers. So there's the magnificent Monty, magician extraordinaire. There is Cricket Legs' Flea Circus. Scales the Bone Carver.
Ooh.
And then there's like little images of these people. There's like an image of like an insect for the flea circus. There's an image of a man in like very extravagant. You would call them more like the trappings of like more a court jester or or traveling bard than an actual magician.
Corvus,
I
can we
think-
go to the flea circus? Pretty please, 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 please.
Of course.
Yay!
Is this when Clouth arrives to ruin their fun?
No, we're going to the flea circus.
We're heading to the.
It is at this point Cloud arrives, but I'll let you both visit the flea circus as well.
Yeah.
Yay!
Like Cloud won't stop you from going there.
Les, you'll
She's
be
like-
fine. You can't even get fleas. Well, I mean, you can. They can get between your scales, but it's not a very common occurrence.
You know, you're not
Cloud
making the
rolls
very
his
rules.
good
eyes and
therapy.
flies off.
Bye! You won't be missed. I hate that stupid thing.
It did at least tell them to meet back up, right?
Yes, Cloud would tell them. Even if he and Cheese don't get along all the time, he does know Lessla is his meal ticket, and he should at least try to do the task he was asked to do.
Is he gonna take another rat from Guild and Glamour?
He might on his way back, yes,
Okay, good.
but it wouldn't be something you would know.
Okay. If he does
Oh.
go back to Sapphire as she's on the way, she will tell him, "Hey, you want to take care of the rat problem?" All you can eat.
I have
I
this
will also-
image. I have this image. It's really funny. You know, like shows like this is always like kids at the front and adults at the back, just making sure because they had to bring their
Jesus
kid here because they wanted to go.
Christ,
It's
that's
Cheese at the front and Corvus like standing like, not too far away from her, and it's like very clearly the relationship. Like this is my
He's
time.
this 6'4" giant of a woman, like sitting next to like 4 and 5-year-olds, and she's having the time of her fucking life.
Yeah, you do notice there is something right next to like this flea circus, and that is Sheikh Yazid's pet emporium.
Corvus, can we go inside, please?
I know.
We're gonna go inside after the flea circus.
It's like when you go.
And
to,
before-
it's like when you go to the actual circus. It's like I want a tiger. It's like, no, we can't have a tiger.
And like while the flea circus is going on, she's ritually casting Speak with Animals, so she can go in and talk to all the animals.
Okay,
This is great.
so the flea circus goes about as expected. As for you, but as you go into the pet emporium, it is a very large building. First of all, and it is done up in trappings that remind you of lands to the south.
I've never been to the south. Oh, not very
But
far.
what you've seen in books. Kalimshan, and then even further south to Zakara. Geez, you've never seen places like this before. But think Arabic style architecture. That's kind of like what's. You didn't tell this was like a Western constructed building, but someone has done it up.
Oh, this is beautiful.
I've ever seen this place.
Well, then it should be fun to go inside.
Cheese will walk in gladly and begin to look around.
There are numerous individuals walking around inside here, and there are numerous what seem to be like essentially like shop employees walking around. There are multiple levels to this place. It is
Oh, wow.
quite large. Yeah. There is a sign towards the back that has like an age restriction limit, and it leads further down. No children beyond this point. Warning.
Child? I don't
Sorry,
think.
Lessla.
How old is
Warning, dangerous animals.
looks at the Drake. You're probably older.
I'll have you know that in the Forgotten Realms, Lessla would be considered an adult for the most part.
Yes.
Corvus, can we go down there?
Want to see the dangerous animals?
Yes, of course I do.
Okay.
Yeah, you walk past dozens of animals, everything from small spiders to a toad, a couple tressum,
Ooh.
That catches
some
people's attention a little.
yeah, some small oozes. They look like of some kinds, and some insectile
Ooh.
creatures. Numerous things that you can tell are dragon kin, but not actual dragons. They'd be considered drakes or something even lesser than that.
Oh. Cool. Any ambush drakes?
They are not on this level. When you
Yeah.
go further down
They're
into
probably
the
back in the dangerous
is
levels.
possible.
Finally we get
But
more
that was
going.
alongside your more garden variety dog and cat and things.
He's just saying hello to every single one of these animals. She's not stopping
Th-
for
They're all
conversation.
they're all enthusiastically saying hello. There is one rather talkative parrot who seems to be monologuing to a very uninterested cockatiel uh, about its time with the as a consort to the Sultan. You're not sure if it's making it up or not. You're not sure what a Sultan is.
Insight check.
Bolton.
Insight check. Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check against the parrot.
Yay! This is why we love druids.
Ooh. Not 20, baby!
Oh, nice.
The parrot is winging it very hard.
Ah.
Aw.
None of this is real.
I
It's
want to
just a
get the
Cheese
very
will go
talkative
up
parrot.
I
behind.
want to get the
Cheese will go up
parrot and give
behind
it
the
to
parrot.
Lessla as a gift. Annoy her.
Cheese is gonna go up behind the
You,
parrot and then mouth to the cockatiel. Don't trust him.
the cockatiel gives you a knowing look.
Cheese will wink and then move on.
I think at this point, cause he's not like he's just keeping an eye on Cheese, but anytime she's close to me, is like keeping a hand, maybe a hand on an arm or something, just so he doesn't run off too far.
Let's go downstairs.
He nods.
We head downstairs.
I love this sight. I love this image. Corvus, this fucking hermit of a man, who looks like he has got a proper night's sleep, and the happiest fucking thing in the world right next to him. Great.
Yeah. We go downstairs. What's downstairs? I want to see what's downstairs.
Alright, so as you head further down, there is one very large gentleman just standing
Yeah.
there with his arms crossed, wearing like the open vest, the baggy pants, and the pointed shoes.
Yeah.
He looks at you and gives you a slow nod as you enter.
Any weapons on him, or is it just big?
There is a prop sword at his hip, but it's very clearly a prop sword.
Okay.
Like it's painted wood.
Interesting.
Oh, how dangerous you look.
Cheese will.
He rolls his eyes.
Cheese is just smiling. She's just happy
being-
to see the animals.
Yeah. Come on.
As you go down, you realize just how large this actually is. Like you
Oh,
can keep
wow.
significantly large animals down here. And whoever this is, they probably do.
This is where the dragons are, guys.
Found them. Found them. You win the
Um,
campaign.
And I
You
missed it.
say that. One of the first things you actually do see, though, is this is a large. Well, no, this one is medium. But it's a fairly big-sized creature, and it does unfurl a pair of wings, and flap a few times while sitting in there. It seems mildly agitated, but it is also currently in a cage. Most of them are. You get the feeling that's more for the safety of everyone in here, and for the
Yeah.
animals themselves, as some of these would eat each other.
Yeah. Is there a sign next to this one?
There is, and I also have an image for it that I can't post in the Roll20. This is a lion drake or a dragon.
Ooh. Young one, I'm guessing.
It is a younger one, yes.
I walk up to it. I walk up to the cage and
Peaceful as well.
lower myself to more of a like eating on its level kind of thing.
It largely pays you more no mind. It's mostly agitated, probably just to the fact of being in a cage with a lot of a lot of activity around it.
Is there a do not feed these animals sign?
For several of them, yes. For other ones, like there is a what's look says a spire top drake, which it's about 2 feet long,
Oh.
and I do have an image for this one as well.
Corvus is just taking in these drakes. This Corvus, this dragon. What's adorable.
See, it's about 2 feet long.
Alright, we can ban all the funds. We can afford half of one of these. So
Yeah. Just for simplicity's sake, is there any animal that like specifically starts trying to talk to Cheese?
it tries to like be more friendly towards us.
They're mostly just kind of like none of them are looking to like actually have conversation with anyone down here. Like these ones down here, you can tell these are a bit more dangerous in general. You actually look over and you do see something that would be described as a dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Yes, let me actually look up exactly which one this is.
A real random, totally unrelated question for no specific reason. What CR are all of these animals?
So the drakes are considered, most of them are considered monstrosities.
Okay.
Right.
So would not be eligible for wild shape, because I do know why you're asking.
Dinosaur, however, is.
Is it a Deinonychus?
It's not. I'm trying to find it. Where is it? Because I know this one has stats. Just trying to remember what it is, because I wrote it down. I think I did. Did I forget to add the dinosaurs? I forgot to add the dinosaurs. Oops.
You can
What
turn into
size
dinosaurs.
category is it?
Hmm?
Is it a medium creature? Guessing, just while you're doing that, I'm guessing there's no wyverns or dragonels here.
No, they are far too big. The dragonels are far too well. The dragonels are far too active. The wyverns are far too big.
Yeah.
There is several replica dragon eggs.
Replicas?
Yes, they're very clearly marked as such. They're made out of
Oh.
like they're carved from wood, but they are very well detailed, and
Oh.
they come with little things to set them in, so it looks like you have a dragon egg in its natural habitat.
Oh, he's
It is very
cute.
well painted and very well designed. With made with like both with like stained and blown glass and wood to get the environments just right. And there are spots to put candles in them to make them glow.
Cheese likes these.
They themselves are 5 gold apiece.
She's not gonna buy. She likes.
The landscapes that go with them are an additional 10.
Ah. There's the pricing.
Yep. The animals in here are all of them are significantly more than that. The cheapest one you can see is about 30 gold.
What was that?
That is a small. Those are small serpents with
Oh.
tiny wings on their backs.
Huh.
Yeah, if nothing attempts to start a conversation with Cheese, then she won't try and force one with any of these animals. She'll just say hello.
Most of them it's kind of a cacophony of noise. Most of them are just kind of chatting in general. A few of them are there's one particular insectile creature that you can't identify that's chittering. Once I get out. Once I get out. Once I get out. All dead.
Okay.
Well, that's not very nice.
All dead. All dead.
That's rather rude. I don't think they want to die.
It's not really paying much attention to you.
All right. Well,
Just for
I'm
my
not
thing.
going to wish you luck because I think that would be a bad idea. But
Are
bye.
there any ambush tricks here?
There are not ambush drakes. There. Let's see. There is a section where you can see they have stored a little bit of you can tell there's definitely like magic runes around here. It's keeping this area a little bit colder. And this leads off into a little side area. There are some like coats for you to put on when you go in there. You can tell us where, probably for animals that have like a colder climate. And
Well,
also
that's like
because you really can't keep most of them above ground. It just
Yeah.
keeping
I'd
it
say-
cool is a nightmare.
when Corvus gets close to that one, you can see because I imagine cheese is like exploring everywhere. Corvus like shrinks a little bit from the cold, but takes a moment to just resolve to embrace it. I imagine it's not frigid.
It's pretty cold, but not cold enough for you to like freeze.
Okay.
Is Corvus noticeably like uncomfortable about this?
Yeah. You're just a little on edge.
Are there any other rooms downstairs, or is it just like this one cold room?
There is another one that advertises fortunes told by the sheik.
Corvus, let's go in there.
She'll try and guide him away from the cold area.
I'm confused because a moment ago you just wanted to go there, but then remember it's cheese. So she saw something she liked. Just went okay.
Let's go get our fortunes told.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So you head over to there. There is no line at the moment. So you're able to just walk right in. The guy outside in the turban bows to you and bids you to enter.
These
Corvus
will
gives a
bow
respectful
slightly
nod.
in return. Yeah,
I'm gonna nod.
and then enter.
Hello.
But you enter and you spread the curtains apart to enter, and there is a
It's not beads.
it is not. It is curtains,
Okay.
but they are very sparkly curtains.
Yeah.
And there's a man sat at a table with a uh, orb in front of him, just sitting there.
Wondering it.
Ah, I see that you have come to have your fortunes told.
Yes.
The man and the girl may have seats in front of the Sikh.
You know what?
A what
Is like a
and the
Sikh.
girl?
Is a Sikh the man and the girl?
A Sikh is a you wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah, I was like, Corvus? I was like, yeah, probably not.
It's not a word you've heard before. but it's
Cheese will
usually
do it,
refers
yes,
to a position of power, out of character.
Okay.
A local lord.
Yeah, I think Corvus will just assume seek means fortune teller, because that's what this
Mhm.
is. Oh, I think, oh, it's fortune teller.
Cheese will do as she is bid. She will sit.
Yeah.
You can also tell this man is probably attempting an accent that he really doesn't. Like that much is clear. He is faking it.
That's why the other ones don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
They don't
Yeah.
want to do the accent, like half the accent we don't want to do.
Cheese's
To,
insight is
to skip
fun
to
for
skip
this.
over most of this, essentially the fortune being told comes down to, uh, what pets he thinks are the best fit for you. That's
Ah,
about it.
I see.
And if you mention one of them, he will tell you whether he foresees a good future with for you with it or not.
If Cheese sees that he's kind of bullshitting her,
It's
then
not so much he's doing that. He is definitely like reading you to do this. So there is some skill to it. But he is also clearly trying to sell you something.
Yeah.
I just don't want to do his accent anymore.
That's understandable. Cheese after he's done will
It's hard to
stand
do it
and
correctly.
bow.
It's hard to do it correctly when you're trying to make sure it's not correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Cheese will stand and she will bow.
I'll take your suggestions into consideration.
He holds his hands out to the side and nods to you. As you wish.
How much was that lion drake?
Hundreds of gold.
100 gold?
Yes.
Hundreds. Specifically 5.
What if, Shannon?
So all you have to do is convince the rest of the party.
Well, I mean, we've already done that once with Onyx armor.
You guys had all the same. Sapphire had no part.
Yeah, no.
Is there like a good hunting creature that he suggested?
For hunting creatures, it depends on what type of hunting creature you're looking for. Are you looking for something to hunt vermin, or are you looking for something to hunt game?
Game hunting.
Game hunting. There were some hounds. There were the giant hounds upstairs, but they were also like puppies. He does mention that if you go to the second floor, there is a species of giant dragonfly, which is a large beast, but they also are very small at the moment. If you want full-grown large creatures, they do have a secondary location outside the city walls that caters to such tastes.
Well, we'll have to go someday.
Dragonfly.
I think Lady
that's
Silverster
a-
is probably tired of it.
Dragonflies are good hunters. Like, they would just know about the dragonflies.
Oh, certainly. They have one of the highest kill rates of any creature.
Alright. I suppose the problem would be introducing one to an environment it's not normally in.
Most certainly.
This is trained.
Yeah, if you're looking for vermin, they have several species of foxes and cats, and he does recommend tressums are far more intelligent than most creatures.
I kind of want to tress them.
Okay.
Got a Drake already.
I know, but tress is also good. Plus,
That's up to you.
Plus, Corvus has kind of gotten used to having a intelligent cat on his shoulders.
Aww.
Oh.
So.
Someone's gonna.
Oh, actually, at some point, Cheese is going to ask him about that, but not in public.
Yeah, so how much is a tress?
I keep forgetting.
So the tressums, they're quite popular.
Yes.
So the tressums themselves are 5 gold apiece.
Corvus will approach the trestles and sit down. Take their little enclosement. And he'll say, he's told your intelligence, he's going to try this. He'll say out loud, thinking about buying one. It would be alright to be with
So there are several varieties of Tressum here.
Yeah.
They are, to their nature, cats. Most of them
Yeah.
don't pay you much mind.
No.
There is one that does poke its head out of the little thing, and you weren't aware there was a breed of hairless Tressum. You are now.
That must look so weird.
Oh my god. As I see that one looking at me, I
Is it
hold
like
my
a-
hand out.
Is it like a fucking plucked chicken except for the wings are still there?
So the wings are more bat-like, with skin
Ooh,
fold
my hand.
instead of
Yeah, I'm
the.
that's cool.
Holding my hand out to that one if it looks at me. Hold my hand out for it.
Okay, you look at that. It looks at you. Looks at your hand. Here's actually a good image of it. Leon, I'm sorry I can't post any of these in the Roll20 for anyone watching on stream.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I hate that it has actual bird feathers when it has
So that is
no
an
fur?
illusion. That's actually the thin, spindly bits of cartilage in there that keep it together. It just has a vast array of them.
Yeah.
When you look closely, they're clearly not feathers. They're just
Yeah.
very, very heavily segregated bat wings.
I hate Persian tressums. This
Oh,
is not an image
That's
I
not
thought
a
I would need
Persian,
to
Well,
see.
you're
that's
gonna
a Spanx.
well, if it decides to be mine,
That's
you're gonna have to see it every
interesting.
day.
It's also not a Persian, it's a Spanx. Persian
It
cats are the ones
does,
with really smushed faces.
yeah, it does look at you and yawn. And it does lie down, but it continues to look at you. It doesn't make any other moves.
Was having flashbacks. You don't want to fly free. You want to stay in here. Is that it?
It yawns.
What is
I
it?
guess
Does it say anything? Because she still has secret.
Yeah, Cheese hears. I will consider joining you if you can provide a adequate offering of food.
Because he's willing.
Oh,
rat problem.
is this a boy cat or girl cat? Or just
Male.
cat?
It is male.
Okay.
He says he's willing to join you should you give him an adequate offering of food.
well, of course.
And you will have to keep that scaly thing away from me.
Oh, he says you'll have to keep boy away from me.
Oh,
Doesn't tend to bother you unless you bother him. Besides, he will be the one helping you get a lot of your food.
Roll me a persuasion check on the cat.
Persuasion?
Would I give him advantage?
That is the correct skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm talking.
Yeah,
about.
okay.
Because
Yeah.
because these are animals of high intelligence, it would be persuasion and not animal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. I wanted to get a cat. I'm not gonna get a cat.
That's pretty good.
Susan. Speaking of
I
cats,
will consider this. If you can bring me a sample of the food you intend to offer.
Cheese will relay that information to Corvus.
It licks
I
the
have any
hairless
left-
back of its paw.
Would I have any leftovers from morning's breakfast?
Would Corvus carry around leftovers from breakfast in his coat?
A little bit for boy.
He certainly would. This
Would
is
Boy have
Corvus.
eaten them by now?
What time is it?
Probably getting close to noon.
He did have that giant leg not too long ago. This is a couple of days after that.
Yeah.
He probably have like a little bit.
Okay, what do you have currently in there?
Probably rabbit.
Rabbit. Okay. You pull out the rabbit, and the cat looks unimpressed.
What would you prefer?
If you can excite my taste with other delicacies, I might be more inclined. But rabbit is so dreadfully dull.
Oh, he doesn't like rabbit. I
What's
think
his
he
favorite
prefers
food?
luxury foods. What do you like?
Now, if I were to tell you, it would spoil the test.
Hmm. If we came back, would you still be here?
I do not
Like in a
intend to
few
go
days?
with anyone else. You
I'm sure
you
we'll
look
find
around
something.
at the other people. Most people tend to see the hairless Tressum, look away, and immediately go to something else.
How about this? Come with me. See how it goes. If you don't like, you can always fly back here.
Roll me another persuasion check on the cat.
Where do you think your life is gonna go, Shadow?
It's not.
Or the
You can,
Tressum's gonna go
you
free.
can see it actually drum its little nubby fingers on the table. Or not
Oh
on the
my
table,
god,
on the
yes.
floor. Simply state to me the type of food that you would wish to bring back, and I will consider it an advanced payment. Should I find
Please
it
will
to my
relay this
liking.
information.
Mainly hunt boar, deer, elk, rodent, lizard, occasional insect, fish on occasion.
I recognize fish. Keep in mind, you are talking to a cat
Yeah.
that probably hears it by its more local thing: egg, sausage, steak.
Yes. But Corvus hunts actual fucking shit.
Hmm. But you might have to elaborate it for the cat's understanding.
Right. Pit boar is
Pork.
pork.
It's like ham.
Ham.
Elk is venison. And deer is also venison. Insects are just insects. Lizard is just lizard.
Gags after it hears lizard.
Enough, not one. Lizard everyone's. Occasional birds. Usually, sometimes owls. Occasional wild chicken.
Tell me, what methods of preparation do you use for the ham?
Well, bake it, cut it thin, and I cook it over a fire. Sometimes I don't cut it thin, I just let it cook as it is.
Would this include the human delicacy of bacon?
I can make bacon, yes.
Very well. Upon further reflection, I accept your proposal.
What should we call you?
I am His Eminence the Prince.
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Oh, Your Majesty.
His
I
Eminence
suppose
shall
we should pay and then
suffice.
leave. Your Eminence. My apologies.
His Eminence.
His Eminence. Forgive
That's
me.
better. It
I'm
is
not the best with
forgiven.
titles.
It stretches and yawns.
I go
I'm
to
a
pick him.
bit of a friend.
I go to pick him up.
Okay. He allows you to pick him up,
Does he
but
sit
will
on
not allow
Corvus's
you to
shoulder?
lower him past your chest. At that point, he climbs up further to get away from Boy.
Yeah, I go to the counter. or wherever you go to buy these things.
Okay. There is a counter. They actually it's upon reaching it that you do learn there is a discount on His Eminence. He is half
Aww.
off.
Oh,
Oh, baby.
I wonder why. Yeah, I'll
Seems
give
like
him
most
the-
people share Rex's reaction to the hairless Tressum.
Nonsense, he's great.
Wonderful.
He's gonna be
I hate
made
it.
this
I
as
hate
shit.
it.
He's
I
gonna be
love
made
him.
this as shit, but it's
You
great.
hate cats in general, Rex.
I hate cats in
You
general.
already have a hairless Tressum, and it's Klaus.
Yes, but he doesn't make cat sounds. That's the best part.
yeah, so I walk out with
Fluff
clothes.
does hiss when he gets upset.
Yes, but it's a draconic hiss. It sounds different from a cat hiss.
The Drake, Cheese, Corvus, and now Prince exit the pet shop.
Jesus, I suppose we meet back up with Lessla now.
Yeah, we
Jesus
go.
starting conversation with His Eminence.
Okay. You leave the pet shop with His Eminence in tow. This has already taken up most of the session.
I'm so sorry.
Help me,
No,
this is
you're
great.
not.
I kind of am because I actually wanted to really do something this session.
Yeah. It was a pet
Something
shop.
not related
What
to
were you
this. So
expecting?
you mentioned a pet shop.
Sapphire, you will arrive back at the blacksmith shop.
Yep.
You hear some furious pounding and some muttering in Dwarven. Very, very disgruntled muttering in Dwarven. The first thing you see is standing towards the outside area of the forge. Recognizable, old, and kind of slightly manic, wild-eyed looking dwarf. Just pounding away very angrily on a set of nails. He's like forging some iron, like what would they be called? Like the old train nails.
Yeah.
Railway spikes. That's it. He pays you no mind as you walk by. Gives you a slight nod of recognition. Upon reaching inside, you see a familiar Lessla, and another individual you do not recognize. Currently, what would the two of you be doing right now?
Probably finishing up on the mall.
Okay. So they're currently going over the fine bits of shaping this spiked steel. It depends on how you're forging them all, if it's more of a hammer or if it's more of a gigantic mace. So really either one is appropriate, but that's what they're currently doing. You can see them working on it.
I'm not gonna interrupt them. Sapphire knows better than to interrupt people while they're focusing on a craft.
So, Lessla and Finale, what is currently transpiring as you do this?
Riveting.
Wonderful.
Lesla,
Oh, shit, I get to
as
do something with that? Let's go.
Lesla, probably because of how much work she's just been putting in, the mall's basically almost done. All that's left is kind of detailing. Problem is she knows that Zarfea doesn't actually speak Elvish, so putting Elvish into this is kind of pointless. So at this point, she's just kind of sitting there holding like the inlay chisel as she looks up to Vinali, and I guess she would be understanding that you speak Elvish, would be speaking in Elvish at this point, saying, well, the person's going to use it as an elf, but she doesn't actually speak Elvish. So what should we inlay this with? My usual go-to is Draconic, but I don't think she speaks that either.
I'll look at my list of languages. Oh shit! They changed how. I don't like the way that those symbols work or look anymore. I haven't actually looked at the top right of my screen. Those
You know,
symbols
an
look
update
very
recently, it is throwing me off heavily.
Yes.
I mean, we could do primordial. I know celestial. I know giantish, infernal, abyssal, elvish. But we could just do common. I mean, they can read common, right?
I've never asked, I just assumed.
Asking might have been prudent.
Well, we can work on this
You know
later.
if they can even read.
That's a good point. You know what? Giantish, they use similar script to Dwarvish, correct?
It is the
Well,
same script.
Yeah, it's the same script. Well, let's just put it in Giantish. If she asks, it means big hammer.
Okay. I don't have a response to that. I guess we're just gonna do that.
Yeah. But as we're talking about this, I guess I'll notice Sapphire and I'll say, "Oh, it's one of my compatriots." And Lessla, who you do notice that Lessla is currently in a blacksmith apron and has...
Like you were the last time she was here, yeah.
Yep. Arms fully bared for all to see. Fun. But she will put down the hammer and chisel quite respectfully and says, "Let me introduce you. The others should be on their way soon." And Lessla will walk over towards Sapphire.
Sapphire just kind of gives a wave. Hello.
Miss Eldercrow, this here is Mr. Grimbreaker. I have offered him the opportunity to join us as in the Mithril Scales, as he is currently looking for information on the dragon sightings that were rumored not so long ago. In addition, we need an additional member for them to actually allow us to take quests.
Nice to meet you. You can call me Sapphire.
As Lessla said, I am Venali Grimbreaker, and he'll kind of put out his hand for a handshake.
Sapphire will shake it.
This is a good, strong, hearty handshake.
Well, I guess we'll be working together. I don't really know how this adventuring thing works, to be honest with you.
Well, with our luck, we'll be getting into danger and trying not to die.
I see.
Welcome to the group, I guess.
Thank you.
That is the right way to answer that, yes.
It would seem that Mr. Grimbreaker is quite proficient as a smith, as well as from his armament, it seems that he is a I would hope that he is an accomplished swordsman as well.
I mean, I do know how to use a sword.
Good to know. Just trying to figure out how to fill the silence here.
Probably about this time, Clout arrives and goes and perches on Lesla's shoulder.
You have a baby dragon?
Lessla, speaking in Elvish so that Clout doesn't understand this, will say, "It is a pseudo-dragon, not a dragonling. But he prefers to be called a wizard dragon." And she will scritch the underside of his chin and says, and then switching to Draconic will say, "You did a good job today, Klauth, and your reward." She reaches into a pouch that she's had on her hip the entire time and pulls out a dead rat to give to Klauth.
He takes it happily, but you get the mental image of you handing him a rat, and you handing him a rat, and you handing him a rat, and you handing him a rat. Like, as it's rats again, really.
Well, it's not like there's any clamshells around here.
He gives you a look. You get the image of the harbor.
I'm not going to walk all the way to the harbor just to have to walk all the way back.
He huffs and swallows down the rest of the rat.
At which point, Lessla narrows her eyes and says, "Are you getting heavier?"
Oh, damn.
He glares at you.
How many rats have you had today?
You get the image of three rats, of just three rats scurrying about, and the image of a piece of Sapphire handing him the piece of jerky.
I
It
will.
wasn't even a big piece of jerky.
It was not a big piece of jerky. Lessla raises an eyebrow, speaking in Draconic again, and says, "If you eat any more, you won't be able to fly, just like the bees."
He glares at you, and just curls up around, taking his place on your shoulders. You hear him snort once.
Yes, and this is Klauth. He is quite noble indeed.
He holds his head up high for a second, then goes back to sulking.
Is he unable to speak?
Wizard dragons communicate via limited telepathy.
That's a concept you would be familiar with.
I see. Well... Anyway, how many other members of this group did you say you had?
As official members of the Mithril Scales, we have two others. A faun by the name of Bleu Cheese, and a human by the name of Corvus. And they are on the way here for introductions. Afterwards, I suggest that we return to our work, and hopefully, and I will look to Sapphire, who we had asked to look for quests over these past few days.
It hasn't even been a day.
No,
It's been like a day.
it's been a day. Yeah. It is like the first day of the break. Hopefully you will be able to find something quite interesting now that we can accept quests. Oh, we need to take him to register.
What time are Cheese and Corvus
It's probably
walking up?
A good while later.
yeah. It'll be a little bit still. It's
Okay.
a long time in the pet shop.
Yes, we will
Yeah.
be
Paul comes back and
wait.
chill with me. I will quietly tell him that he has full permission to have any of the rats that we like the Guild and Glamour has a clear problem with. If he wants any of them, he is welcome to them. And she's doing this quietly. And that's if Cloth comes to her.
No, he does not. He stays where he is.
Damn.
Yes, I have Stockholm syndrome to everyone around me. You will be next, Sapphire.
Good luck. You have to capture Sapphire first, and good luck with that.
You're part of the party.
He has a point.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But it will probably be will be another few minutes of y'all getting to introduce yourself when you are greeted by the sight of Corvus Cheese Boy and a very lazily resting on Corvus's shoulder, hairless Tressum.
What? Where did that come from?
Corvus and I found a pet shop. This is His Eminence.
Of course you
did.
Well, and Lessla will gesture to Vinali. This is Mr. Grimbreaker. I have persuaded him to join the Mithril Scale so that we do not suffer the inability to take on quests when one of our members is occupied.
Pleasure to meet you. I am called Bleu Cheese. And she'll give a little curtsy.
Don't mind Corvus, he is quite stoic.
He's a wonderful friend.
He's a wonderful friend.
Yes.
I was like that mention was his head turns to cheese, and there's a look of like genuine like he was like that was not what he was expected to hear at all today.
No.
Got a surprised look, but not like a like what the fuck? It's a what the fuck did you just say, but not in
It's
a bad
pleasantly
way.
surprised.
It's the you consider me a friend and no one considers me a friend. I'm just the homeless guy everyone travels with. But Lessla, after Corvus and Vinali do not introduce each other, says is, we should take this chance to go towards the Adventurers Guild so that we can register Vinali as a member of our party.
Sounds wonderful.
I'm staring at him because he's a very weird-looking elf, right?
I'm a glowing elf with
He
mirror
glows
like
slightly,
eyes.
and when you look into his eyes, you see your own reflection.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, staring in that way, like it's very much like analyzing the person in front of him. Like you can see his eyes flicker to the weapon, flicker to the armor, flicker to weak points in the armor, and then flickering back to his odd appearance.
He doesn't wear armor. Not really, anyway. It's like sort of armored clothing. It's like it's basically.
Oh yeah,
just
okay.
like
So
armor.
he's analyzing the clothing and taking everything about this guy in.
He just gives him a.
It's very awkward and very like he's very obviously doing this. It's almost like you know that thing like it lasts so long it becomes uncomfortable.
Oh,
Isn't that just
cool.
Corvus as a personality?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
cool. I'm just glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Before everyone gets moving, Lessla will say, "Oh, Corvus, before I forget," and she will pull from her from the apron she's wearing a note. Which I think this is the first time that Corvus has seen her in her smithing outfit. Because last time you didn't come by.
I was doing errands.
Yeah.
You were trying to find a lost cat.
We don't talk about that. Talk about that.
Trying to find the lost cat. That's
Talk about that.
That's
Didn't happen.
Oh, by the way, did you find that lost cat? And she will hand you a note, hand you a piece of parchment, and says, "If you happen to find any of these herbs and or plants, please collect them. I need them for a magical item."
Why don't you?
I am not well versed in searching for plants. And the item, and if you wish to collect the herbs for your own set as well, is specifically that of the Goggles of Night. It would allow us to see in the dark at the same proficiency as Sapphire, Miss Eldercrow, and Blue Cheese.
I mean, I quite literally glow. I don't need that.
Kind of unsettling.
Thank you.
Why? Looks at him. Grimbrick.
Why do I glow?
He glows.
Mm. I mean, I can turn it off, and Errol, I gotta make a fucking check for this.
Oh, it's a check
Really?
to turn it off?
Oh my god.
It's not supposed to be an advantage, but I can turn it. I do turn it off.
Yeah.
Do the eyes turn off as well?
No.
No,
Just
the eyes
glowing.
stay like reflective mirrors.
What I may ask, Mr. Grimbrick,
Mm-hmm.
and he thinks like, how can I phrase this without sounding racist? And it goes, there's no way I can do it, so better just ask.
What the fuck
type of
are you?
elf- Yeah, what type of elf are you?
A ghost elf? Do you not have us around here? I mean, I guess we don't really come to the material plane very often. But
Guess it'd be a history check.
I don't think I could make that.
Yeah, I think Lessla might be the only person that
Wait, wait,
could.
You come close.
Would I be able to make that check?
As to what he is?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Because he told us he's a ghost elf, and like ghosts would have no idea what a ghost is. I don't think I could roll high enough.
Yeah,
on that check.
Lesla's the only one who could have a chance to make the check.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It'd be a history check.
Yep.
With disadvantage.
Can't wait to roll double nat 20s and waste all my luck for the session.
Oh, don't worry. Your dwarvish friend who helps you build stuff will roll all the nat ones for you.
That's a 12.
Yeah. That's not nearly enough.
Yeah.
The 21 would not have succeeded either.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. It was probably a DC 25 thing. Also, I need to... Hold up. I think I need to refresh this. Because, I had to do funny things to my browser to get it to work again.
Anyways, shall we head to the adventure here?
Yes, let's...
I was just still kind of like reeling on the he's a good friend comment as Cheese. He was like kind of focused on this guy for a second, and then Cheese speaks, and he's once again brought back. Like, oh yeah, Cheese is here. He goes, Cheese thinks I'm a friend, and he's just like, it was a good day for Corvus.
Oh.
It's almost like Rudolph going, she thinks I'm cute!
Yes.
This is probably
Yeah.
one of the best days ever for Corvus.
Cheese on the way to the Adventuring Guild will happily fill in Lessla as to the day's events.
Mm-hmm.
We bought a smut book for Lara. Went to the local records. We went to the records because Corvus wanted to look for someone. Then we bought a thing for our kids. Then we went to a flea circus. It was so fun. And then we went.
You forgot about the high man throwing
Yeah.
barrels at
Cookie
guards.
King. And mentions all the different dragons. I probably didn't catch Lesla's. attention.
Well, they're
Yeah,
drakes, not
Cheese
dragons.
mentions
Oh, Drake.
all the
Still a
different
dragon.
Drake types
Yeah.
and but Cheese puts the most emphasis on how fucking yummy that chalk was and how cool the pet shop was.
I imagine we finished that on the way to the
Yeah.
When you
It was
mentioned
like
that,
popcorn at a movie.
Lessla just kind of rubs her temple and says, "Chalk is not meant to be eaten."
And why is it so yummy?
Actually, chalk can help if you have certain problems. I think there actually is medicinal properties to eating chalk.
There's medicinal properties to eating just about anything.
Some of them being.
It's not a good argument. There are medicinal properties
talking about medicinal properties. You just thought it.
No,
was
you
yummy.
weren't.
Oh yeah.
There are medicinal properties for consuming silver. It doesn't mean you're supposed to do it.
Not?
Yeah, fun fact, I was forced to drink colloidal silver when I was younger because my stepmother was convinced that it would solve all of my problems.
Are you blue?
Ooh.
Wild, crazy guess. It didn't.
Are you blue?
Yeah, it actually did start to turn my nail beds blue.
Oh, that seems kind of cool. It's like free nail polish.
That's cool. I was horridly unhealthy.
Nice.
Come on,
Anyway,
that was pretty funny.
that was a
Right
good
side of
one.
life. That is the positive person.
I thought that was you. Anyway,
Sorry.
let's continue on to the Adventurers Guild while I now educate that unless it is medically prescribed, eating chalk is probably not good for you.
It tastes good.
Anyway.
And if a human tastes good, would you eat it?
Probably.
Probably.
I don't know why I thought that answer would be any different.
Drake looks at
You really
Les.
shouldn't have.
Drake looks at
Oh,
you.
meat
Les.
is meat.
It's true.
If
Anyway.
it's dead, it's not like they care.
I mean, it's Silverster.
It's not cannibalism if you're not the same species.
Miss Silverster, if you're starving in the wilderness and all you've got is a dead body, you tend to take what you have.
Well,
I imagine by this point we're walking up to
I know you've probably never starved before, but you can be desperate.
Lessla raises an eyebrow and says, "I have gone hungry before. Research is quite time-consuming." And she walks in.
Corvus has the blankest look of this fucking rat. Like, just almost a. It's not worth arguing with, but it seems like it was nothing.
Cheese will put a hand on Corvus's shoulder.
She is young. Be patient.
Sapphire's just looking to the other two people in the group that she knows, like, what?
What did she say?
She is young. Be patient.
I understand.
And then Cheese will walk in as well.
Yeah, we go in.
Okay. So you all head into the Adventurers Guild, which I actually need to go ahead and bring that map back up.
Yes.
It's been a while since we've been here.
Right?
Weeks, you might say. Months, even.
Nonsense, it's only been like 2 weeks in game.
No, it
No,
has been like a month.
Longer. Yeah.
It took us like 28 days just to go there and back.
The travel was like a week, and then we were there for like a week.
Right. It's been 3 weeks.
which 3 weeks is a month.
No, 4 weeks is a month.
In Forgotten Realms, it's been up for 10 days.
Hang on, I gotta check that fucking calendar I found.
I fucking know shit. It's a 30-day month, and there's 3 weeks, and the week is 10 days.
Mhm.
That's 3 weeks. Are you not understanding?
So it is, yes. Look, I don't have this shit memorized.
You don't need to. You just need to know a week is a 10-day, and there's 30 days in a month.
Okay.
Anyways.
Alright, I do have to actually move the player tag over here, don't I?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Oh, Lord.
Surprisingly,
Ah.
yes.
You go ahead and move your tokens on there if you would like.
Yes, sir.
My silly little Billy is loading in.
The door is in fact over here by the bear schema pack.
Forgot about that.
My stuff is still loaded. Ah, there we are. Hold up. Where is
Aaron, what was
Lady
that?
Silverster?
What?
That's a great question. I do not know. I don't claim to know anything.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell am
Anyway.
I not able to place my token? God damn. Being rude to me. Why is it? What? Fuck? What in the fucking? I'm trying. I really am. I promise.
There she is.
There we go. Alright. Sorry,
Alright,
that
everyone should
so
have a
long.
token.
Yes. She's walking as she normally does with her silly little expression. Her silly little calm smile.
Alright.
Well, let us go get you registered.
Should be fairly easy. He's rather good at reading people.
You see once again the same familiar face of the tavern keeper. And also, you're not sure of her official title? Or if she even has one?
I just call her a receptionist.
Accurate. And she looks at you all and gestures for you to have a seat if you wish.
Move the druid closer, please.
Hmm?
Move the druid closer.
You really should just give Corvus command over that token.
I thought he did have it.
You have to have a stat block for it, and then
Yes.
set it as default token, and then
Yeah,
have
I know. He does have a stat block, he just doesn't have a token attached to it yet. I should have fixed that. Anyway.
Will cast a glance over her shoulder and kind of raise her brows, like, "You coming, or are you gonna stay?"
Rose is looking at the job board.
Okay.
Okay. There's a few new jobs. It's a lot of more of the same. But there are a few new ones. The most interesting thing is there is a job to go look for a missing child in the Undercliff.
I picked that one up.
Okay. It's actually pretty recent. Posted this morning, it seems. Anyway. You all have a seat, and she greets you. Well, what can I be doing for you all today?
Lady Silverster?
I think we're registering a new member under our group.
I see. She looks over
And-
towards
I was about to say Sapphire glances over to Finale.
mhm, yeah. She reaches down on the table and slides across a big ledger in front of you. In front of her. Looks at you. And to start with, we would need a name for you.
His name is Vinali Grinbreaker.
Knight, you still there?
Mm-hmm. He's just kind of, he doesn't understand this process and is just kind of like standing there, staring blankly, which is
He
about,
asked for his name.
yeah, he's like confused.
Just answer the
You-
questions and it'll
But,
be
like-
over soon. It's literally just the one.
My name is Vinali of Clan Rimbreaker. Why do
Yes,
I have
it's
to
like that.
register?
It's stupid legal things. I don't understand it. Lessla, Lady Silverster does.
They need to register you so that they can properly track your status within the guilds of Waterdeep, as well as pay you officially. Not to mention, the better we do as a group, the higher jobs we can take later down the line, and the more likely it is that those jobs will have to do with dragons.
Alright, well, then yes, my name is Vinali Grimbreaker. What is your other question?
I just need a bit of a general description of your expertise and skills.
I know some magic, not very much, but I can cast a few spells, just like one or two, and I use a sword. I mean, my clan and I, as well as kind of our whole tribe, use a very particular type of blade singing. I'm not sure if you know what that is. I don't know what you're really looking for here. I don't know what to tell you. I can forge.
She's scribbling down a lot of this.
I can speak like 10 different languages.
That will suffice. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
You see her write down one last word. And then close the book back up, slide it under the table. Alright. The registry is now complete. I will ensure that he is tacked on as a member of your band. And given recent developments, I believe that the guild is prepared to open some wider doors to you.
Lessla.
Cocks her head.
Force looks back at the already double doors at the entrance. Just thinking, wider than those. Wow.
Those
Oh,
are
that's
some big ass doors.
Those doors are child's play.
Anyway.
Yeah.
When does a door transition from being a door to being a gate? That is the question.
Oh, I have a gate that's the size of a door.
It's a traditionally
It's literally just a
outside.
door, but it's a gate. So it's like gates outside generally, right?
Yeah.
But so are doors.
Doors are an entrance to the inside. A gate separates one part of the outside from another part of the outside.
I mean, you can have a gate with
I know how
walls
gates work.
instead of fences, so.
It's like
When
still
does a
t-
gate
traditional
become a
open
door?
air.
Anyway.
How is this right
Damn you!
Anyway,
Sorry, I just have to throw existential crisis upon existential crisis.
wall. It's a gate. There's like, put a roof
Oh
on that
my
wall.
stars.
But she comes out from behind the table and gestures for you all to follow her. She actually heads outside the tavern here.
I'm holding my piece of paper.
Oh, is this? I think I know what's gonna happen here.
I'm gonna glance over at Corvus.
Okay, you've reached my attention. Rick, what do you think is going to happen here?
Oh, I think she's gonna turn a dial and it's gonna turn into the door's actually a multiversal portal.
Oh, Lord.
No.
You've got fucking house moving castle
about to
with a
say.
door.
She opens the door and she actually just leads you around the side of the tavern, where there is in fact an actual gate.
Is it a gate or is it a door?
Don't you start.
Was it a hat? When did the hat? What is the hat? Is the hat just a ground door? Is it a ground gate?
Oh dear God.
I'm glad me and Chorus are on the same page.
No, you're all led. Sorry.
I'd be coughing.
Towards this gate, and as you're heading towards it, that is where I will call it off for tonight, because I still need to actually upload the map, and I need to purge my Roll20 to do that.
Understandable.
Cheese will go to here next time.
All right. For those of you who are watching, please have a good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you are, and remember to stay frosty. Until, for those of you watching this on YouTube, please like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell to get more content like this in the future. If you wish to support this channel or our artists, please view the links down in the description below.